guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the PMC Pokemon Masters Cup official analyst channel where we upload anything analyst related. This episode is our Choose Wisely series for Season 5, Week 6, and my name is Metagross Man and I am your host for this series. For the remainder of the season, I will be your host for the Pick'em crew, otherwise known as Choose Wisely. This is Week 6. I do apologize, as it's not my fault that we did not have a Week 5 or Week 4, I believe. The last PMC Pick'em crew Choose Wisely that you guys had seen was the Week 3 Pick'em crew. The reason that fell through is because the previous analyst who was doing the Pick'em crew kind of just fell through for the remainder of the season. He got busy and things happen, so it is what it is. But that's why I'm taking over. It unfortunately did take a little while for us to take over. But yeah, we are here for Week 6 Pick'em crew, and I will be your host of Pick'em crew for the remainder of the season alone. But that's fine. Either way, I'm going to go ahead and mention this now. If you enjoy the Pick'em crew or any of the other PMC related analyst material, I encourage you to go ahead and drop a sub down below, because analyst content is rapid fire on this channel. And I also encourage you to check out every one of these matches that will go up tomorrow on the coaches' respective channels, because those matches are going to be a hell of a watch, and I encourage you to go watch them. But with all that said, let's go ahead and dive into match number 1, which features the Carolina Pyroars against the Oregon Duckletts. First of all, I know Johnny, the coach of the Oregon Duckletts, very well. So I can go ahead and already say, because of my experience with him and against him, that he is one formidable coach. He's a very scary person to face, and his experience in the Draft League format speaks for itself. So I agree with the rest of my Pick'em crew members here who have selected the Oregon Duckletts over the Carolina Pyroars in a 4-0 majority. We all have chosen the Carolina Pyroars. Arcanite VGC selected the Carolina Pyroars, we have all selected the Oregon Duckletts. Aki, Arcanite VGC, Maestro, Blue Rogue, and myself all selected the Oregon Duckletts, and honestly, it's because of Johnny. And that's the reason why I picked the Oregon Duckletts myself, because Johnny GB, the coach of this team, has a fantastic showing for himself, and I absolutely, entirely agree with this choice from the rest of the PMC selection crew. But yeah, so that is the end of our coverage for our first match here. Let us go ahead and delve on into match number 2, which pits the Talonflames against the Krookodiles. And Arcanite VGC selects the Talonflames to win, Blue Rogue selects the Krookodiles to win, Maestro selects the Talonflames to win, and I personally select the Talonflames to win as well. Let me be honest with you, I didn't really think about the pick'em here. I just looked at the matchup, and honestly, Talonflames have a favorable matchup in my opinion. And I just believe in that matchup personally, so that's why I picked this over this person. So yeah. The next matchup we have is the Mastodon Gastrodons against the Trenton Thundurus, and Arcanite VGC selects the Trenton Thundurus. Blue Rogue selects the Mastodon Gastrodons, and Mastodon Gastrodon cannot select for themselves. That is why there is a blank space there, and I select the Mastodon Gastrodons as well. While I like the Trenton Thundurus layout matchup, I like the matchup there. I just think the Gastrodons have more going for them. matchup-wise, personally, I just think that they have more going for them, which is why I selected the Gastrodons over the Trenton Thundurus, and hopefully, hopefully Maestro does not disappoint. Again, we'll have to check those matches out tomorrow when they go live on each coach's channel. But yeah, the next matchup features the Politoads versus the Wailmers. And Arcanite UGC selects the selects the Poliwraths. Blue Rogue selects the Poliwraths. Maestro and I select the Wailmers. Now, let me explain why. This matchup is heavily, in my opinion, heavily in the Wailmers' favor, and let me tell you why. The Wailmers have Megazord X, the Wailmers have Landorus Therian. Looking at the Poliwhirls team, matchup-wise, Landorus Therian with a Scarf, Landorus Therian with a Yachi Berry, bulky offensive Landorus Therian, double dance Landorus Therian, especially Scarf, or even banded Landorus Therian, kind of just shreds my opponent, the Poliwraths teams. Along with that, we have things like Circuitry that can go in with Hidden Power Ice. You could even see Landorus Therian carrying Hidden Power Ice for things like the Nidoking switching in, potentially predicting, something else. But Earthquake Spam is pretty free on this team, and if not for Earthquake Spam, we've got Circuitry with Thunderbolt for the Swallow. If I'm remembering the matchups correctly, we also have Hidden Power Ice, Circuitry for the Nidoking. They could bring like a Shucky Berry set and kind of just sit there in front of it, especially with Beast Boost in front of them. So I just think that alongside the Zard X, with or without the Dragon Dance boost that they could potentially bring, they could even bring a bulky variant. They could even bring something along the lines of Sleep Protection, because the Poliwags do have the Tangrowth on their draft, but I really think that the Zardax alongside Circuitry alongside the Landorus Therian, those three things together put so much pressure on the Poliwags team that the Wailmers have to take the W, because Zard X without a boost can 2-hit KO defensive Tangrowth if it's specially defensive, can come close to 2-hit KOing a defensive Tangrowth, personally, in my opinion. So I think that based upon the matchup alone, the Wailmers have it, and so that's why I selected the Wailmers alongside Maestro. Now, hopefully Aki, Arcanite VGC, and the Blue Rogue end up being wrong, but I guess we'll have to see. The next match features the Milwaukee Bewares against the Empoleons, and all four of us actually select the Empoleons, and I didn't really look at the matchup for this. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't look at the matchup for this, but what I can say is it's the same situation that it is with Johnny. Now, I've never played against the Empoleons before. However, I've watched a handful of their matches in this league and many other leagues, and they have a fantastic showing for themselves. And for that reason, I selected the Empoleons to win over the Bewares. And and even if the Bewares do pick up the W, I have faith in the Empoleons that they will bring the matchup to a very close differential, so that way they don't suffer that big of a loss, because that's the skill level that the Empoleons possess. So that's why I selected the Empoleons personally, and that's also what everybody else selected. The next matchup features the Green Bay Pikachus versus the Crystal Pallossands. Sorry. And all four of us, once again, Arcanite VGC, Blue Rogue, Maestro, and myself selected the Green Bay Pikachus. And it's, again, the same reason as it is with the Empoleons. For me, I have watched Jacob, as always, play a couple of his matches, and he has a showing for himself. Actually, a lot of the coaches in PMC have a fantastic showing for themselves. Uh, and because of that reason, I think that the Green Bay Pikachus really could win it. Because Jacob really has a showing for his skill. He has been doing well this season, actually, in my opinion. Now, I haven't watched all of his matches in this season, but I've seen a handful, and he's done well for himself. So I think he will keep up that record and do well for himself once again next week. Again, we'll have to watch these matches on Sunday. The next match features the Borussia Donphans coached by Lars against the Colorado Rapidash. Again, all four of us choose the Borussia Donphans. Now, there's a multitude of reasons why this time, for me at least. Arknight VTC selects Borussia Donphans, Blue Rogue selects the Borussia Donphans, Maestro selects the Borussia Donphans, and I select the Borussia Donphans as well. And there's a variety of reasons for this one. First of all, Lars is a fantastic player. He knows how to use Kyurem Black. Okay? This man knows how to use Kyurem Black. Now, he doesn't use Kyurem Black in this season, I don't think, but he did in fact use Kyurem Black in the GBA, in the Global Battle Association of all leagues. He used the Kyurem Black exceptionally. Got it to playoffs, I believe, if I remember correctly, in GBA Season 8. Of all leagues, he used it in the most famous league in existence, and well at that. Along with that, he is a longtime veteran of the GBA, and he's also a new coach in the ICBA. He's a replacement coach for their season this season in the ICBA, and his GBA experience alone, Lars's GBA experience alone, lends him the skill level that he needs to take the W over the Colorado Rapidash. Along with all his other accomplishments, he's got a number of playoff runs behind him. He's got a lot of skill. He's got a lot of experience, and he's got a lot of credentials going for him. And those credentials are why I selected, personally, the Borussia Donphans to win over the Colorado Rapidash this week. But hopefully, I'm right. We'll have to see tomorrow when the matches go live. The final match for the week features the Stormthrows going against the New York Metagross. Arknight VGC selects the Stormthrows. Who is this? Blue Rogue selects the Metagross. I select the Metagross, and Maestro selects the Stormthrows. Now, there's no particular reason why I selected Metagross. I didn't look at the matchup or anything like that. The only reason I even selected Metagross was because of the logo. Let me be honest with you. You know, he's using he's using regular Metagross, but he's which is my favorite Pokemon. He's also using shiny form Metagross, and he's also representing New York, which is the city that my best friend comes from. So he's got a lot of credentials going for me personally, just based on his team. Not necessarily anything regarding to that. But, you know, I chose the Metagross. Hopefully the Metagross represent New York in a just light, and I'm able to be right. So yeah, let us go ahead and take a look really quickly here at the overall records on the right side of the screen. Let's go ahead and look at Arknights first. This is from week 5, actually. This is not something you guys have seen, unfortunately. And again, I apologize for that. Nothing can be done about that. We will move on, and I will be back for week 7. Don't worry about it. But yeah, so these are previous weeks overall, which is the coaches' pick'ems, or sorry, the pick'em crew's pick'ems for week 5 matchups. Arknight, out of the 8 matches, chose 5 of them correctly and got 3 wrong, which leaves his overall season record at 25 correct between 5 matches, or sorry, 5 weeks, 25 correct guesses versus 15 incorrect guesses. Blue Rogue did the exact same thing. He selected 5 matches out of the 8 correctly and 3 wrong out of the 8 matches, which leaves his overall season record at 24 correct versus 16 incorrect, which leaves him very, very close to Aki's position in the Pick'em crew ranking for me. Next up, we've got the Pick'em matchups records for Maestro, and his overall pick'em for week 5, because he is also a coach in the season, is 3-4. Now his matchup is only 7. Why? Because he plays in a match, which is also why his matchup against the Trenton Thundurus, he's not able to pick him. So his matchup will always feature 7 matches instead of 8. Therefore, he selected 3 correct out of the 7 and got 4 wrong out of the season, which leaves him at a respectable 18 out of 18 matches correct, 18 wrong. So he's kind of right in the ballpark. He's right in the he's right half the time, he's wrong half the time. He's just kind of right on even cusp. But his matchups are always going to be lower than the rest of us, minus mine because I'm new. But his will always be lower than everybody else's because he is also coaching. So he's only picking out of 7 as opposed to 8. And of course, we've got my record for the previous week and the season as a whole. I'm joining the season as a new analyst, which means that my records for this week will be 0-0 across the board because I'm just now starting. But with all of that covered, I hope you guys enjoyed this really, really thorough Choose Wisely video. This was week 6 of season 5 of the Pokemon Masters Cup Pick'em crew. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to leave a like down below. And if you're intrigued to see any other future analyst content, then be sure to not only leave a like down below, but also be sure to subscribe because more analyst content is to come in the near future. And with that, I'd also like to ask that you also be sure to check out every single coach that is in this league, along with the fantastic analysts in this league. All of their information should be linked in the description down below. Since you're already down there subscribing, be sure to check everybody else out. And of course, be sure to tune in for every one of these matches from every single side, as they will be live tomorrow on each coach's respective channel. And yeah, with all that said, I'd like to once again thank you for watching, and I will see you guys again next week in PMC Season 5 Week 7's Choose Wisely Pick'em Crew video. And until then, my name is Metagross, and I'll see you next time. Bye!